Hey everyone, it is Read Through the Word. It is, let's see, goodness gracious, what day it is. It's December 1st. December 1st. On Read Through the Word, I'm Wendy Pope, and it's a great day to be with you. I put a Spurgeon quote in today's lesson. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to start our lesson by reading the very last part of it. Oh, there must be the weakness of man, felt, recognized, and mourned over, or else the strength of the Son of God will never be perfected in us. You know, it's said and has been suggested that if someone is not healed or something doesn't, a prayer is not answered, that they don't have enough faith. You may have heard that before. I've heard it before. I've said it of myself before. Well, I guess I don't have enough faith. But that's not necessarily true. Perhaps the strength of God, could it be that the strength of God is being perfected in you and perfected in me? This thorn, this ailment, this trial, this whatever we call it, and however we refer to it in Paul's life, has been speculated by the greatest commentaries, Bible commentators and theologians, and some think it was a spiritual harassment, that it really wasn't a physical thing, and some think, oh, it was his eye, and that's why he had people writing his letters for him, because he had some kind of problem with his eye, and some think that he had often had malaria and never really got over it, and there's some that say that it was an earache or a constant headache. We don't really know exactly, but we do know that Paul said he prayed 3 times. And I always thought, okay, 3 times. But the study, the deeper that I dug in the studies of this verse, suggests that was just a number thrown out there, that he didn't specifically, again, this is just what I'm reading, I don't know, suggest that it really wasn't just 3 times. It was continuously. And again, people say, well, you keep asking God for the same thing. You just don't have enough faith. Again, that's not necessarily true. I love that Paul kept asking, because he was really following his own counsel. Because over in Philippians 4:6, he tells the church at Philippi, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving in your heart, let your requests be known to God. And then another place he says, pray about all things at all times. And then he also, Jesus gives an example of the woman who once annoyed the king. Do you remember her? She kept annoying the king, and that's an example of prayer. And I believe, I don't know if I taught on it this year or not, but the idea of annoying God with our prayer. Paul also followed the example of Jesus when it came to prayer. Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane went back 3 different times in prayer, asking God for another way to save the world. So I don't necessarily believe it's a lack of faith. I love the way that Spurgeon said that we have to feel this in order for God's strength to be perfected in us. Could it be that God wants to bring us to the end of our sufficiency so we can experience the fullness of His? With our thorn, could it be that God wants to expose our weakness so we can experience His strength? And in regards to our thorn, could it be this thorn is the only way to shape us into the image of our Father? If so, would I still want the thorn removed? It's a great question to think about today. In the could it be statements, and in Spurgeon's quote, to have the strength of God perfected in me, but then I wouldn't have the strength of God perfected in me if the thorn was removed. Would I rather have the thorn, the struggle, the infirmity, or would I rather have the strength of God perfected in me? And would I rather reflect the image of my Father and experience the strength in me and the fullness of His sufficiency? Oh, I want to say, yeah, I'll keep the thorn. I want to say that. Don't want to say that I can have always said that. But that's my go-to. It's what I'd like to say wholeheartedly. How about you? Take care. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.